Talk to me. David Autovino.
So, I have a confession that I want to make to you.
You're the one.
So, I have a confession that
Talk
I want
to
to
me.
make to you.
David Autovino, first of all, before you confess, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I love you very much.
Right back at you. You are, God, 10 tons of handsome.
Oh, well, geez. I wasn't expecting that, but
No, it's
thank
my
you.
feelings for you are purely sexual. I don't respect you. I barely like you. It's just that you set these loins on fire. That's about all you got going for it.
Hey, whatever floats the old boat, as they say. Let's
Very much so.
ditch these.
Oh, who needs them?
Yeah. Anyway,
So
thank you, David, for being here. What was your confession before I rudely interrupted?
So, Paul Spitale, what I want to tell you is this. It was, 4 years ago now, I think, maybe. Yeah, 4 years ago, it was the final Buffalo 48 film that we did pre-pandemic, a little film called Brutal Honesty.
2019.
2019, that's right. I did the math. And so you are, I can do basic math. And
I can't. I just guessed.
No, me and you were running our scene. We were running our lines. You and I have a tense scene together near the finale of the film. We were running lines. And I told you...
I know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say?
Go ahead.
I told you, man, I feel like I don't know what to do with these words. I feel like I'm just not like finding where the character is here. I want to hook into something to play, but it's not coming to me. And you reached out your hand and offered to me a bastion of assistance, which was, do you want to try trading scripts as an acting exercise? Paul, I panicked and I freaked out, and I didn't tell you this at the time, but I'm telling you now. I hastily brushed you aside and said, no, let's keep reading it the way we're reading it, but I want to tell you why. And the reason why is because in college, we were told explicitly, don't do that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
and
wow,
so
okay.
I know, like you had said that you had done it with your acting teacher, and so like I got caught in this thing of like, well, my process and the way that I've been trained has got to be this exact thing, and someone has offered to do something with me. Now, the idea behind it is that all actors are tempted to do this. But in doing it without directorial supervision, the tendency is that they tend to self-direct and then self-sabotage their performances. Now, I think looking back in hindsight, I realized two things. A, I think I really could have used your help, especially because I lied before. I actually respect the hell out of you and think that you're talented as fuck. Just so everyone is clear on
thank
that.
you.
But also, and this is something that it took me a long time to realize, is that my process is not the only way to do it. And I was being precious about it, and I want to apologize to you right now because I was in this mindset where like the process I learned has got to be the right way to do it. After all, I went to college and paid a lot of money, so it must be the right way to do it, right? And like I understand now, having met and worked with so many talented people who did not have my identical experience, but whose work I admire and respect, and like it took me a long time to come around to the idea that like everyone's process is valid. I could stand to learn new things by looking at other people's process, and that would probably help me learn and grow as an actor, which is something I think I lie to myself and tell myself all the time, oh, I'm always learning and growing and improving, surely, but I shut myself down from an opportunity to learn something new, something different from the way I was used to doing it, and I regret that. And so I wanted to apologize to you because I felt like David, I was a little like weird and rude about it.
David, no, you were not. And when I said I know what you're going to say, it was that. But you did know. But my version is different though, because I took the blame for that, and here's why. Yes, we were going over lines and we were doing everything, and I did suggest that, and you said no, and I didn't take it as, well, fuck him, he's closed-minded. He's, fuck him. No, I took it as, oh my God, I stepped on his toes. I felt really bad. So I wanted to apologize to you all this time. No, I felt
bad.
like
I felt like I was being a jerk to you.
No, I felt like I was overstepping my boundaries, because it's like, who the fuck am I, to tell him or suggest or whatever, like, he's an amazing actor, he's an amazing performer. Why would I just say, let's do this, So I felt bad. It was
because, well, no,
but how funny is that, though, right? I mean, we've been carrying this for how long, right? I mean, we're like really close friends
for 5, 6.
Yeah,
we're a long time now,
and that hasn't like gotten in the way of anything or anything like that. But
it's
always been at the back of my mind, like, oh man, I felt so bad. Because
and in a situation like that, like, we're there to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like it's client work, and it's not like there's money on the line or anything.
Right.
I just heard an amazing story from Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to his autobiography, and he was talking about working with I'm blanking on his Martin Freeman. Martin Freeman, star of The Hobbit and of the UK, The Office. They were working on, I think it was Noah Hawley's Fargo TV series, and Bob Odenkirk, who I love his comedy, and I also think that he has done amazing acting work on Better Call Saul. He learned dramatic acting working with Vince Gilligan on Better Call Saul. He considers that his like school for, because he had only really just done comedy up until that point. And he said Vince Gilligan is the kind of guy that collaborates, and he's open to anyone bouncing ideas off of anyone. And so Bob was used to that. I know, super nice. But I think they all got along, and so there was that spirit of camaraderie. Right. And so Bob knocks on Martin Freeman's trailer to see like, hey, I know we got this scene together later. Do you want to like run it a few times, maybe bounce some ideas off of each other? I can give you some tips. You can give me some tips. And Martin looks him dead in the face and says, don't tell me how to fucking act.
Oh, no. No.
I know, right? And like, but and now that's an extreme reaction. And I'm like, okay, he is precious about his process,
I guess.
And Bob says, like, I understood, I got it, I had overstepped my bounds, and after he had established that boundary, we got along great. And he said, like, he said, I respect Martin's work, he's a trained British actor, but like, I heard that story, and I was like, oh shit, was that me? Was I as mean as Martin Freeman? God damn it.
No, God, no. I just, again, I felt like I stepped on your toes, I crossed a line that I shouldn't have. I totally, I respect the hell out of you.
I respect the hell out of you. And what's more, now here's the real mindfuck. The real mindfuck is this, people.
Yeah.
He won an award for that performance for Best Actor. So what if we had traded and somehow my ideas influenced him and made it worse? Or because his instincts were perfect as they were.
Or my influenced yours and you got the award. You see?
That would have been better. Honestly, I would have liked that better. I think we should have done it. Yeah,
right?
We should have done it.
Yeah. You could have got the Best Actor award, but no, you wouldn't listen to me. Frigging yay.
That's the great thing is that when you get to work with people that you trust, to listen to their opinions and listen to their ideas, and I hope for my own personal growth that I am now.
Well, has that changed your perspective now and your process?
Completely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Same here. Honestly, that incident, because I was on one of the Lifetime movies. Yeah. And I had a scene where I was going to get murdered. And of course, because it's Lifetime, right? And I wanted to run lines with who was my wife, who was watching me get murdered, and the murderer, and or was it? No, it was I don't know. It was another guy.
The murderer wasn't there. You were being murdered in the third person.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. and I murdered that performance. In a bad way.
I murdered it
yeah.
in the best possible sense,
Yeah.
like in the kindest, gentlest sense of the word murder.
Yes. Wait, what? So our how
You're running
how
lines.
how our situation influenced me on that, because I wanted to run lines with them beforehand, and they were talking and playing backgammon, and then talking more, and then going over here and that and there. Okay, so I'm trying to talk to them and say, hey, you know, do you guys want to run this before we do the scene? You know, do a little practice and stuff. And they said no, but I didn't take it as like, okay, they just don't like me, or you know, they hate me as an actor and they don't respect me, because this took place in Buffalo, and I was the local Buffalo actor, and they were the LA actors, and it was like blah, blah, blah. But I didn't take it to mean that, and I think our situation kind of influenced that.
Yeah, okay.
Because I had time to process what you and I did. So thank you. Thank you for that.
We've been through some stuff.
We've been through some shit.
I tell you. Good gracious.
Yeah. I mean, we work together every year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
If we just ran out of things to talk about, here's something else I had on my list. You know what I love is people in real life who have a catchphrase. I just love that. Have
What?
you met someone
Who?
in real life who like says a phrase over and over?
Who says what?
And you associate it. So when we moved into our first house, we had a contractor doing a lot of work, and he used the phrase "all day long." And I had never heard anyone say that before. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, we can get 12 things of lumber, and then we'll get the window in there, and then you'll have light in this room all day long. All day long. Well, that literally has to do with time. But
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. Put carpet in here, and then that's just carpet all day long. All day long. He said it so much. My wife and I thought it was hilarious. We said that to each other for years. Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, how much pizza do you want? Pizza all day long? All day long. All day long? All day long. I love when people have catchphrases like that.
You know, that reminds me of the show New Girl. Do you, like, all day, son. All day. All day, son. Like, that's immediately where I went to after you said that.
I miss that character. I miss the character of Schmidt every single day, because he was
amazing. Yeah. And then he started some other sitcom with a
I don't even know where he is.
Canned laughter sitcom, and it's
Candle laughter?
Canned.
Oh, canned laughter.
You know, like,
not candle after.
No. He was,
candle comes first.
There Goes the Neighborhood, I think it's called.
There Goes the Neighborhood.
Yeah, because I don't even want to get into it, because it's not.
Sounds great.
It's not.
Sounds like it's a great show. What are you watching these days that you love? What's the acting performance you saw most recently that impressed you the most?
Here's the thing, because
you've never been impressed. I get that.
Yes. Yeah. I only by you, David.
Low bar.
Yeah. Oh no. I for the past 2.5 years since my son was born, what kind of time do I have to sit down and watch TV? None. So
you're not impressed by the performances on Paw Patrol and Bluey? That's what you're telling me?
That's basically what I'm watching. And this new thing he can't get enough of, monster trucks. Monster
trucks.
Yeah. And so Wheels on the Bus, we're just all day long. Wheels on the Bus.
All day long, yeah, all day long.
All day long.
All day long.
All day long.
All
day, son. So yeah, but here's the thing. Like, so when I do get late night and I can't fall asleep or whatever, and I do rip myself from my phone, I turn on older movies. Like just last night I rewatched No Country for Old Men.
Oh man!
And before that it was Inglourious Bastards.
Oh
and
man.
Before that it was, what was it? Kill Bill. You know, like I can't, like the performances in all of those are just so incredible. I can't, like, I respect the entire cast and crew, and that's what gives me inspiration, I guess. Watching those.
I love watching movies I love watching auteur movies. I love watching, Tarantino's output, and I love watching Guillermo del Toro's output. Like, I love watching directors who I know I can see their mark, because I think that's a real sign of artistic communication. And I know, like, I also like Aaron Sorkin, even though I think he's maybe one of the most tiresome of this group of auteurs, but like, I like when someone puts a very distinctive spin on something, because you feel like you're seeing a bit of their personality in the work. Even if they're not the person on camera, you're getting a peek into the brain of the person that this came out of.
You nailed it. Yeah. And you can, there are some movies that you can tell that they influence too by
name me an example.
The directors and producers. That would be tough to name one. But
cool assertion,
but yeah. I was just trying to sound smart. That's all. It didn't work out in my favor.
No, I feel like I've definitely seen like young modern filmmakers do specific things that even sometimes I don't necessarily recognize from a classic film, because I have not yet seen that classic film. Yeah. When I first saw the movie Alien, Ridley Scott's original, not James Cameron's, but the original
1979.
Movie, 1979. That is such a shockingly modern movie.
Yes.
The way that he captures dialogue in that film. They're talking over each other. It feels very natural and conversational.
You know what's funny for me watching that is watching them smoke inside the spaceship. It's when everyone smokes cigarettes. Like,
just crack a window.
Yeah.
When you get to go back and watch one of those classic movies, and you sort of realize, like, I've seen a million things that look just like this, and this was clearly the inspiration for it. Yeah. That is always a wonderful.
Yeah. Well, even like local film too, like Kyle Mecca, Dwelling. I mean, you could see hints of Stephen King. Honestly, and I don't know if I've ever heard him say that, but I mean, you can definitely see that. There's my answer to your question.
Yeah, I just rewatched another performance of yours where you're a know-it-all DP, and you're looking at a shot and you're like, see that shot?
Oh my,
it's classic Altman.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Turns to you and says, name a single Altman film besides Popeye.
Yeah. This is the real life that.
Yeah. This is it.
Crude Up, I think is
Crude Up.
Crude Up, it was called. Yeah.
Oh, but that's something that I love. Again, because I was trained in the theater, but the more film I get to do and learning, the more I've learned about the cinematic language of film. And that's another thing that I am forced to realize. Like, I'm learning all these new things. Working in different mediums, you learn things that you weren't necessarily trained for, but you are an expert at the thing that you do regularly.
Yeah.
Like, the thing that you do every day, that's who you are. That is you. It's that Malcolm Gladwell, 10,000 hours, putting into stuff. And so I have learned, many times over now that I don't know everything and that I have a lot to learn, but also that it's just fascinating to me. I love learning about this industry. I love learning about this business. I eat it up and I bore my family with it. Like, watch something with my kids and I'll do see that shot? That's totally an Altman shot.
I ruin movies for everybody. Nobody can watch a movie with me because, oh my God, my brother hates me. We were watching something and I'm like, look at that shot, man. Did you see the mic dip in? Like, what is, he's like, shut up. I'm trying, suspend your beliefs for a moment.
I was immersed in this.
Jesus, dude. Yeah. So yeah, he hates me doing that. But back to your, your learning. I think the most successful people in this business are constantly learning. And that's just the key. That's the key. Yeah.
Because you can't be stagnant.
No.
For one, I mean, just for higher ability, the industry is always just constantly changing and evolving, and I think it's just really, if any of us ever deign to consider what we do, aspiring to the pretension of art, that requires learning and growing your entire life.
And take risks. I mean, do something that's way out of your comfort zone. And I'm a hypocrite because I've never done theater, by the way. But what I'm saying is,
you should. You'd be brilliant. You'd be so good at it.
People say that, but oh my God. The amount of hours that go into that, like I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know.
It's because we didn't know there was any other way. It's because
Right?
that's what hit us first.
That's
and we just didn't realize there were easier things to do.
That's really interesting. Yeah. No, I didn't think of it that way. No, I wanted to shift gears and ask you, like, because we're right here, we're live from the Actor Expo by Casting Buffalo. And what do you think of this so far?
From the people that I've talked, I've been trying to pick people's brains. Not just some strangers and some actors that I know who have come. So far, I've been asking people, like, how do you feel? Has this been a good experience for you? Because I've been, like, buried in talking about the voiceover stuff that I'm here to talk about, and I have had very little escape from that. So the couple of chances I've had to ping actors and be like, how do you feel like it's going? Do you feel like you've learned useful things? And they're all overwhelmingly positive. Yeah. They've all been like, I've met so many people, I've made so many connections, I've like explored things that I didn't know were available around here. And so I think in terms of, like, I know that's obviously part of the goal here, and I think in that case, mission accomplished. Yeah.
I mean, people are being exposed to different people, different companies that they never knew existed. You know? And I think that's invaluable. I think that the networking is one of the most important things here. I mean, we get to see, I mean, we know each other, but, like, how often do I get to talk to you? You know,
we live in different cities.
Yeah, exactly.
It's impractical for us to. That's another. I was thinking about this difference between when you stage actors get the chance to basically work with an entire team for 8 to 10 weeks. Wow. And so when you're a stage actor, not only do you get to know all of your co-stars really well, you get to know the director really well. You're having several costume fittings, and then the costume designer is usually there for the run of the show. They're part of your crew. Also the sound designers, like, you and the crew are working together for a very long time, all very much collaborating on putting something together. Whereas oftentimes in film, for actors, you show up on the day, you hit your mark, you say your lines, and you don't really get a lot of opportunities for meaningful interaction unless it's like a hobby or fan film that you wrote yourself and you're, doing yourself. Like, if you get hired to do this, you show up, you do your thing, and everyone else seems like everybody else knows each other because they have all been collaborating. They have all been working for weeks and months before that day to make sure everything is working and flowing together. And you are just one small cog in that machine. So I think a thing like this is invaluable for people to come and just get a little of that time to chit chat with some of the people that they might not get to interact with on a set when they're just there for one day as a one-day hire. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better. Period. That's after every word. That's why I'm here on your show.
Well, I know we have to wrap up. You've got to do your thing.
It's never enough time.
Never enough, man. I'm glad we're friends. I appreciate you. I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I love everything that you do. And I get so excited every time you post about your jobs and everything. I know we didn't go into depth about your jobs and everything, which I want to at a separate time.
All right.
Yeah. So we have to do this again.
All right.
But you want to add anything before we go?
Just that I know I told you this, but you just gave our latest semi-collaboration together where you were the star of our latest film festival submission. It like 90% of this thing is camera square on you and your face. And like, I was joking around with our friend Richard outside, but that is a lot of weight to carry on a film. And like, obviously, having worked with you for so long, I knew that you were capable of that, but like seeing it happen, just seeing you carry it for so long and seeing you just live the truth of all those really subtle moments. Like, there are times in that short 5-minute film that like I cannot help but tear up every time I get to it because it is such a wonderful performance. And my God, dude, it's something that you and it's the kind of thing that we don't get to do, and that's why we wanted to do a dramatic thing this year because like man, just this boy's got the goods is what I'm saying. This boy.
And if anyone's curious about that, look up Shotgun on
Pizza Dog Studio, Pizza Dog Starship.
Pizza Dog Starship.
Pizza Dog something. Yeah.
On YouTube. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. You didn't have to say that. You made me really feel really good and uncomfortable at the same time. So
Well, I could come and sit in your lap, and we could do this from
that
one
would
mic.
that would be even
a
that
little
would
more
just
uncomfortable, maybe.
cherry on top of the sundae.
Paul, thanks so much for having me on. This was a ton of fun.
Thank you, David Autovino. He's the man. Love you, man.
Love you too.